From the day Amora and Kemi met on the playground of Sunrise Nursery in Ebono City, their friendship felt heaven-sent. Amora was quiet and thoughtful, Kemi was a spark of laughter. Through secondary school they traded secrets and dreams. At Oregon State University they studied the same course, shared an apartment, and carried one another through heartbreaks. After graduation, fate kept them in Ebono City, building careers and a life that seemed unbreakable. Love arrived at a party they almost skipped. Amora clicked instantly with Chike, while Kemi drew the bold gaze of Tond. Double dates turned into road trips and inside jokes. 8 months later a joke became a plan, a joint wedding. On their big day, the two best friends walked down the aisle minutes apart, stepping into forever side by side. The dream soured fast for Kemi. 3 months into marriage, Tond's irritation hardened into cruelty. A slap over lost car keys opened the door to routine violence. Kemi lost 2 pregnancies, then her womb, under his fist. He forced her out of her job, controlled her money, flaunted affairs, and punished any protest with fresh bruises. Amora and Chike tried everything: talks, prayers, interventions. When Tond sneered, "Stay out of my marriage," they led Kemi away and begged her to choose safety. She tried to hope. But one night at 2 a.m., she arrived at Amora's door barely conscious, face swollen, dress torn, breath shallow. Chike swept her to St. Gabriel Medical Center, where Dr. Kwame Mensah examined her and said, "Come on fam, this is a criminal matter. We have to report it." Tond was arrested the next morning. Kemi moved in with Amora and Chike. They treated her like family, gave her an allowance, restocked her wardrobe, took her out just to see her smile. Still, idleness gnawed at her. She asked to babysit Amora's infant daughter, Zara. Amora hesitated. Kemi insisted she was well enough. Weeks passed in new rhythm, lullabies, warm bottles, soft cooes. Then Zara began to fall ill. Low fevers. Restlessness. Poor appetite. Test after test at St. Gabriel's found nothing: no malaria, no typhoid, no chest or stomach infection. Amora noticed faint razor-thin cuts on Zara's fingers and skin. Kemi brushed it off. Babies scratched themselves. Amora had clipped the nails 2 days earlier, but exhaustion made doubt easy. Kemi, meanwhile, grew thinner. "I'm dieting to get fit," she said whenever Amora asked. After another night of worry, Amora and Chike requested genotype test, both A, and Zara A as well. Dr. Mensah suggested HIV screening just to be thorough. Amora and Chike tested negative. Confused but desperate, they agreed to test Zara, too. Dr. Mensah returned, face heavy. "Your baby tested positive." The room froze. How? The parents were negative. Treatment began immediately: antiretrovirals, drips, supplements, but Zara's immune system was already failing. A week later, at dawn, held in her mother's arms, the little girl sighed once and stilled. Amora's cry was a sound beyond words. Chike wept. Kemi stood in the doorway, tears on her face. Grief opened a door wide enough for suspicion to walk through. Days after the funeral, as Amora locked the front door to fetch medicine for Chike's pounding headache, their elderly neighbor Mama Busy hurried over, eyes frantic. "Amora, my conscience will not let me sleep. It's about Kemi," she whispered. "Kemi is HIV positive. She told my daughter Fami before Fami left for NYSC. And she said she's been mixing her own blood into Zara's cereal." Mama Busy's voice broke. She also cut the baby's fingers, and her own, so their blood would touch. The word spun. The tiny cuts. The unexplained decline. The constant access. Amora's knees buckled. She steadied herself on the car. Inside the house, Kemi, who had overheard, stood rigid, eyes blazing. "You killed my child!" Amora screamed, shaking with fury. "You fed her your blood knowing you're HIV positive, how could you?" I did what I had to, Kemi spat, voice scalded by grief and rage. You threw my husband into prison and went back to your perfect family. I'm sick, alone, Beran, why should you have everything? I stopped treatment. I wanted you to feel emptiness. Beran, because Ton beat you, Amora cried. How is that my fault? How does that justify hurting a baby? Kemi's eyes glittered. Every smile she gave me reminded me of what I lost. You needed to know what it feels like to lose everything. Cheick thundered, you murdered an innocent child and called it justice. Amora's voice hardened to iron. Today, you learn what it means to lose your freedom. Mama Busy stepped in with officers. Kemi thrashed and begged, we are sisters. But Amora, eyes rimmed with grief, said, sisters don't kill each other's children. The house rang with Kemi's diminishing screams as she was taken away. Amora and Cheick attended every court session. Evidence and Kemi's own words weighed heavily. The court sentenced her to life imprisonment for murder. The gavel fell on a friendship that once felt heaven-sent. Amora mourned two losses, her child, and the sister friend she once loved. With time, faith, and Cheick's steady presence, she rebuilt. She kept Zora's memory as a light, less a symbol of pain than of resilience. Moral lessons. 1. Protect the vulnerable, even when it's uncomfortable. Love sometimes means intervening early, firmly, and with the law against abuse. 2. Trauma never justifies harming others. Pain explains behavior, it does not excuse it. 3. Jealousy is a slow poison. Comparison can turn grief into cruelty if we don't seek help and accountability. For watching, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Africa Story.